Charizard has been the face of the Pokemon franchise for nearly 3 decades. People have made videos ranking the top 10 most expensive Charizards or the best artworks for Charizard, but I have not seen a video for the top 10 most interesting Charizard Pokemon cards. And that's what we're doing today. We have a wide range of cards here. Quite a few of them are errors because I believe those are the most interesting cards. And we have some expensive cards and just some very unique cards in general. So let's get going. So I have about 30 cards to show, and I created the top 10 myself based off my opinions. I gotta say it was tough. But kicking things off here, we have a base set 2 Charizard with an additional ink error. Look at this. You can look up on the screen, see the non-error version here to compare it. CGC 6 with that additional ink error label. And man, that's a crazy one. Zoom in here, we can see the additional ink is impacting all of the holo here. Usually when we see an additional ink error, it's usually just on the left side of the card. Nope, this one's on the full card. On to the next one. Oh, another, I believe, additional ink error. I didn't get confirmation on this, but look at how this impacts the card. It looks like it got run over by a car. A CGC 7.5. Man, that is a unique one, and clearly it's not damaged, because if that was actual damage, this would not be a 7.5. Look at that, impacting like 60% of the card here. With a tiny holo shift as well, look at that. Alright, next one is another base set Charizard, and this is the fattest bottom I've ever seen on a base set Charizard. Play the music. So this Charizard is so miscut, you can see that it has an alignment dot in the bottom left corner here, and another card here as well. And this Chansey here actually has Charizard's top here. So it can be thought that these might fit together actually. I believe this is the most miscut base set Charizard I have ever seen. I've been looking for a while. I remember talking to the owner of this card, and this is just something they found in a box that they had been storing for like 20 years. It was a crazy story. Crazy to get a mint 9 for a card that's been sitting in a box for 20 years. Man, see the back is just as miscut as the front. And if you know me, I like my fat bottom miscuts, especially on vintage cards. So this card's gonna be number 2 in our list. The number 2 most interesting Charizard card. Yeah, that one's incredible. And for a lot of these cards, shout out to the Discord server I'm in. I asked them, send me the most interesting Charizards you've ever seen, and they definitely delivered, and this is one of them. A lot of them are on the list this week. So this is an additional ink Charizard. You can see it looks like a holo shift, but this is actually additional white ink, and then additional white ink on the top, bottom, and kind of sprayed all the way through. And yeah, this is absolutely an incredible one. Again, if any of these were to sell or to, come up in auction, they sell for a lot of money. Yeah, bare minimum sale for any of the cards in this list is hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands and thousands, and somewhere in the millions. Alright, next up we have a screenshot of a shadowless Charizard, base set shadowless Charizard with the additional yellow ink error. And look at all that yellow going through the card. Holy cow. That really is just going all the way through, impacting just about the whole card there. Man. Again, I'm just thinking about even just a shadowless Charizard in this condition, what it would go for. But to actually have a card like this, that is, man. Alright, here we have a shining Charizard with an incomplete foil error. You can see this is what the Charizard should look like, is all the way through right here. Especially it's tough to tell with one angle, but that is definitely the consistency it should have. But it's got a bare back here. You can see exactly where the layer runs out, and got a light purple, very unique, something you would not see usually with a Charizard card, absolutely. And yes, so a PSA 6 Shining Charizard by itself would go for a lot of money. I'm not sure what this actually sold for, if it has sold, but I can guarantee you at least double to triple the price, I would say. That would be a lot of money. And this incomplete foil error is good enough for number 6. Next up, another base set Charizard. You can tell I like my vintage cards. And we have a misaligned print layer error, aka a holo shift. Basically where one portion of the card is shifted down, the holo, and the rest of the card is just normal. It exposes the layer behind the holo here. We can see it actually comes down over the art box a little bit here. An absolutely incredible one. And we got a little bit darker on the Charizard here too. We can see here where some of the holo should be on the wing there and on the back. all shifted down. Incredible. Next up we have a Charizard from EX Crystal Guardians, and you can see we actually have the comparison card here in the photo. This is an additional yellow ink error. No, this is a low ink error, I believe, where all of the ink really didn't transfer over as it should have. It was very faded. It makes everything look very yellow and not as orange and vibrant as it should be. That's a neat one. We can see it really does. So it impacts Charmeleon here and also Charizard. We got the flame here. Just everything really is more faded. That's a neat one. And next up, we do have a one-of-a-kind error. We have a Japanese Charizard from Mysterious Mountains. So I think this would be known as the Crystal Charizard in English. And why is this in the list? Well, first off, incredible card, CGC 9. Love the artwork, but we have a partial crimp here. So if you don't know how Pokemon cards are packed, they are in a plastic pack, and a machine crimps on the plastic to actually seal it up. And sometimes these packs can get misaligned, and the crimping machine can actually imprint on the card itself. You can see we have the CGC partial crimp error. They're pretty rare, but it's extremely rare to have it on a big chase card like this. And also, you really don't see crimps too often in Japanese cards. The quality is just that much better. So the combination of it being a CGC 9, having a crimp error, which is very rare, on the most expensive card in the set, all that comes together to have a really interesting card. And this partial crimp Charizard from Mysterious Mountains is number 8 on our list of most interesting Charizards. One thing I always look for on the non-holo Dark Charizard is these obstruction errors. It's a repeating error ranging in severity where this card just got messed up. I really don't know what happened. You can see it looks like we have additional ink, we have ink that's smudging, we have obstructions here, things going through the card, smudging here where it didn't dry properly. You know, all of these are darker here. Like, it really is a card that got messed up quite a bit. And we have 4 incredible examples here. And again, thank you to someone from the Discord. And next up, we're heading over to Reddit, and we have a base set Charizard with the square cut. So someone way more educated than I am says that this is the 4th edition printing. You can tell by the 1999 to 2000. So it's thought that this is not factory cut, obviously, and it's thought it was given out by employees. I'm not sure if they were able to actually give these out or if they like snuck them out and then gave them away, but either way, an iconic artwork, an iconic card with a square cut really is incredible. You can see not in the best shape. Maybe this is when they were sneaking it in their pockets. It got damaged, but an incredible piece of history. And one you really don't see too often. Hey, if you made it this far, leave me a like. This is my first time doing a video like this, and I hope you're enjoying it. Next up, we're over on eBay, and we have a PSA Gem Mint 10 Charizard Reverse Holo from Legendary Collections. That's a lot to say. And this case was signed by Mitsuhiro Arita, and he also sketched Charizard on there. To have the non-holo Charizard with the firework pattern holo here that was never reproduced again, incredible, in the Gem Mint 10. It's listed for $50,000. You can see here, I believe this was the imaging from PSA itself, but this really is incredible, and it's number 11 this week. I couldn't make up my mind on some of them, so we have 11 cards. But 10 sounds better for the title, so we're sticking with it. Yeah, this really is an incredible one, though. Next up, we have a pair of first edition Dark Charizards from Team Rocket set, and this is a water obstruction error. So water gets in the way of the printing process and doesn't allow some of the ink to actually get set on the card, so the holo actually shines through where that layer should be. And to have a holo bleed plus the water obstruction, just everything here, oh, absolutely incredible. And you know what? These are number 9 on the list. I like having a list that's not in order too. You don't know what's going to happen next, and sometimes I'm surprised too. Next up, another Dark Charizard from Team Rocket set, but this is standard edition, and this is an insufficient ink error. So basically, this Charizard should be a lot darker than it is, but that layer is missing. It kind of, it's a whole new look to this card. You know, you're just seeing it very dark, but to see it lit up a little bit, it's kind of cool. Here's a modern icon. Here we have a Charizard EX from Pokemon 151 Scarlet and Violet. I believe the chase card from the set. And this is so miscut, it has the color bar on the left side of it. So it's shifted that far over, that the edge of the sheet that the cards are printed on is showing. These cards are for printer alignment to make sure you know all the colors are right and accurate and everything. And just the layout of this card really is incredible. I know there's a whole slew of cards out there that have the color bar on the left here, thought to be printed either on the same sheet or around the same time. Just the fact that it's the #1 chase card in the set, and also just the perfect alignment of it where you have the color bar and the card's in great shape too. Just all of that is why this card's number 10 this week. Next up, we have a standard edition Shining Charizard from Neo Destiny, and this does not have a print layer to make it shiny. You know, before we were just missing the wings here, this is missing everything. So the part that really makes the card the most valuable is missing, but trust me, this is still worth way more than the non-error version. Holy cow, that's an incredible one. You see, got graded at CGC 5.5, has that missing print layer error, and yeah, that's a very, very neat one. Again, this looks like a dragon from Dragon Tales, that old cartoon back in the day. All right, next up we have a base set 2 Charizard. Now, you might be thinking, Matt, why is this on the list? This is just a standard card. Well, first off, Holo foil from base set 2, unbeaten. I absolutely love it, but this one is an inverted and misaligned back. So these errors can happen on any set, basically where the back of the card gets misaligned in respect to the front of the card. And so the front of the card looks perfect. This one gets shifted upside down and shifted over and down again. Really messed up. This error is thought to happen in every single set that Pokemon has ever produced. This one's absolutely incredible, and that's why I put it at number 7 on the list of most interesting Charizards. Let's take a look one more time. Look at that. Oh man. Again, biggest card from the set with the error. That's just so cool. Here we have another Dark Charizard from Team Rocket set with that obstruction error. This one got graded to CGC 8.5. Obstruction label here. And let's see what happened. So, what the heck got in the way here? You know, something's right here. Covers all this here, covers all of the information here. This is very faint, this is smudged, this is cut through here. There's just a lot going on, and yeah, again, a really neat repeating error. We had to go way back in time to find this one. We have a base set Charizard with a crimp error. Actually, a double crimp error here. You can see top of the card, way at the top, we got crimp going across, and then a little bit further down, another crimp. Obviously not in the best condition. They asked, could we appraise it here? You know, what do you think it'd be worth? I don't think there's many comments. I think 5 years ago, this subreddit was really not that booming as it is today. But I would say that would fetch a pretty penny. Maybe like 800? 800? You don't see crimps on base set. And you don't see double crimps on base set. And if you do, on a Charizard, it's going to be worth a lot. Next up, we have a repeating error on the base set Charizard, one a lot of people don't know about. You can see on the back of the card here, it has this almost ring pattern. A very, very unique one. I've only seen a couple examples of this. You can see CGC gave it the additional ink error and got graded to CGC 4.5. And yes, I love my repeating errors, and again, one people really don't know too much about, but it's a neat one altogether. We're going to stay on Reddit here. 9 months ago, we have this card right here. So another base set Charizard with an additional white ink error. Look at this. This is really, really impacting the upper left corner of the art box here. Night and day difference from here to here. I don't know what caused this additional ink to be there, but I'm very thankful it did. Apparently this is similar to a Nidoking that was here. But yes, look at that. That is wonderful. Next up, we have a Rainbow Charizard from Brilliant Stars. And look at that fat bottom. Play the music. Look at that alignment dot on the bottom there. Oh man, that's a chunky boy right there. When one of the bigger chase cards is actually a miscut and just an error like this, incredible. And I love it when they're modern too, because you know they're most likely in good shape too. And here we have another base set Charizard with the big brain error, basically a miscut, but on the top. So we have a very top heavy miscut with an alignment dot, the top left corner, just a sliver of the border on the bottom here. And the back is normal. So this is actually misaligned. So yes, this one is absolutely incredible. Again, you don't see base set cards miscut like this very often. Next up, we only have one photo, but that's all we need. We have a base set Charizard, once again, with that water obstruction, with that holo shining through. So water obstruction, holo bleed error. Look at how much that's impacting the card here. Oh my goodness. We've seen holo bleeds triple the price of a card before, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen a water obstruction holo bleed for Charizard sell. That would be a very expensive card, a really unique error, highlighting all the way through here too. Man, it's like 60% of the card, and that's why this is number 3 on my list of top 10. Next up, we have a Charizard V promo card, and look at that bad boy. Look how wonky it is. So wonky is basically a miscut, but it's twisted. And you can see we have a normal corner in the bottom left here, missing some of the card on the upper left here, more of a card up here, crazy corner, crazy corner. Boy, this thing is absolutely messed up, and if you want to purchase it, $650 and it's yours, but you could offer a little bit less. They might take it. That's an absolutely incredible one, and I believe the most miscut Charizard on the list. That's a very, very neat one. I love these miscuts. Next up, we have Gary, Mr. King Pokemon, with a Beckett 10. First edition Charizard, signed by Mitsuhiro Arita. Absolutely incredible. I believe one of 4 in existence? I think he has 2. He said there was one before that was not there. And then I believe Logan Paul has one now. So, unless I'm thinking of a black label. I think it's this one though. Very expensive card. I believe it would be worth over $1 million just due to the low population, and I believe he may have offered this amount before. Just the fact that it's such an expensive card, it's an iconic card, it's perfect, and it's signed as well. That's why this card is number 5 on my list. Next up, it's not a card, but a pack. We have a Charizard artwork for base set with the triangle error. Essentially what happened here is they accidentally printed first edition stamps on a regular base set pack, and instead of just scrapping all those cards, I think they printed it for a couple hours before they realized it. They just put triangles over it, and it became one of these absolutely iconic errors. And this one sold about a year ago for $1,100 for a PSA 10 example of this. So again, not a card, not in the top 10, but Charizard Pokemon themed and an error, and very unique, very cool. And it's perfect too, Gem at 10. We have a PSA 10 Japanese Top Sun Charizard with the no number error. There should be a 006 right here on the left. That is missing. One of the most expensive Charizards, might be the most expensive error Charizard actually, and sells for $192,000. I believe this sold a little while ago, but that's a lot of money for a perfect card like this though, and these Top Sun cards are really cool. It's not in the top 10 though. You're looking into the inner mind of Matt and how it works. It's a scary place. Alright, next up, base set Charizard. This is a holo shift. I believe this is the most severe holo shift of any Charizard. The other ones that are graded might be the same, but this one looked more to me, and so that's why I want to talk about it by itself. Look at that, shifted down several millimeters. Right here on the art box is the holo. We can see beneath here, it's missing. We have the outline of Charizard. Oh, so cool. Now this card's in good shape too, and that's why it's listed for $14,000. It's probably gonna be up here for several more years, but someone will come along, give this person the best offer that they've received, and it will sell. And I hope I get to talk about it sometime soon, because what an incredible card, man. And this Holo Shift Charizard is number 4 on my list. Next up, we have a Beckett 10 Japanese CD promo Charizard. This is my absolute all-time favorite Charizard card. I really want one day, just looking to get a good deal on it. And to see it in a perfect condition like this, there's just something so iconic about this, just so nostalgic to see the Charizard like this. So to see a perfect card sell for $1,650 and also just have the best artwork of all time, that's why I added it to the list. Not in the top 10 though, that's alright. Next up we have a Dark Charizard, not an obstruction error, but an end of holo roll error. So we can see it right here, it looks like there's almost tape. And that's not on the case, that's on the card itself. So when the holo roll ends and there's no more, apparently it leaves tape. I'm really not sure how that works, I should have been more informed, but Yeah, this is one that is incredible. I'd probably put it in the top 12 if I had a list for that, but I don't. But yeah, just always fascinating to see what steps go into making a Pokemon card, and if something goes wrong, what it looks like. That's what fascinates me. Next up, we have a Holo Shift for a Shining Charizard, but we also have a Blue Flame Magmar from base set 2. So sorry Magmar, we're talking about Charizard here, but it's an awesome card too. So right here you can see the Holo port, the Shining part, shifted up. This is on the art box. Leaves it that purple there all the way through. We see a little bit of the dragon tail shining through him. The red flame looks awesome, and I'm sure shining this card back and forth would look even more incredible. Very nice card. And for those of you not keeping track, here is the last card. So this photo was submitted in the Discord I'm in, and here we have a base set Charizard. And this is the black dot error, a very neat repeating error where there's a black dot on the N and the E in Nintendo, and there's a slight Holo Shift too. But that's not all this card has. This card is actually a mirror holo too, and that's what we got the label from CGC. An incomplete holo pattern. Basically where you see this star right here, there's a lot less of them. Most of them are missing. And so it's basically just kind of like a clean look. And that's why they call it a mirror holo. Because I don't think you can see yourself in it, but you might be able to. Now, why is this number one? Just a few reasons. Mirror holos are very rare, especially in base set cards. You really don't see them too often. Black dot errors are very rare. You don't see them too often. Either one of those errors by themselves is expensive, very expensive, especially in a CGC 7.5. But to have a combination of both, to have both those things go wrong in repeating errors on the most expensive card and the most iconic artwork of all time, that's why I put this card at number one. There's just something about that history behind it. Also, just, we like holo shifts here too, and to have a holo shift, that's repeating too. Just everything about it. I absolutely love it. So I'm putting this card at the top spot for this week. Absolutely incredible. Well, hey, thank you for watching. I was as nervous making this video as I was when I first started doing my error series. I don't know, just straying away from what you know can be scary, but I'm glad I made it. Please let me know if you enjoyed this or not. I still like to give each card their flowers and talk about the details, but it's kind of fun to have a different avenue to do it. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much. I love you. If you're a new viewer and you made it to the end, subscribe. Thank you. And we will see you later. Goodbye.